Time to feed
Alright, I was just getting stuff up backstage, prepping. That's why you didn't see me come on stage right away. I was just prepping stuff.
Call my agent.
Not that.
I'm on it.
You're covered for this?
Of course. That's why you chose auto owners. We work together to get the right coverage. Just when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered.
That's simple human sense.
Huh.
Now, how do we get to the airport?
Sure you waits. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make
Now,
sense
how
for
do we
you.
get to the airport?
Nothing is better than spending
Okay.
a whole afternoon wrapped in sheets washed with downy, gentle, soft, and fresh. With nothing to do but luxuriate in the softness. Breathe in its freshness and feel its gentle touch across your skin.
7:15, first
Maybe you can
pitch,
send them out to grab lunch.
Central Time.
Way out. Downy. Breathe
That would be-
life into your laundry.
A history of winning started.
6:15 Pacific Time.
Using steam, using sweat. The solution? A drink that hydrates better than water. Change the game forever.
Naturally, we
We're just waiting for them to give us 3D mode. Let's do your hometown break. Ronald Acuna Jr., Matty Hill, Austin Riley, Murphy, Profile, and left Baldwin behind the plate. Austin Albies at second. Allen at short. And Money Mike deep in center. Now for the St. Louis Redbirds.
First home game as a Brave, it was like a dream. And I still feel like I'm living the dream right now.
Okay.
Whenever I go out there, I got somebody behind me. And
Dovin at second.
I don't feel alone when I'm out.
Wayne at short. Wilson and right. Wilson, the other William Contreras at first. Nuke ball and left on out of third. Gomar DH and Page behind the plate and Scott in center field. Tony Weber for the Cardinals is Liberatore, and Tony Weber is Grant Holmes.
I used to love watching his highlights. He was
Hey, Kenneth.
around camp
Welcome in.
last year too. That was cool. Just a great guy.
Go Braves.
Very underrated player in my opinion. Somebody talk about consistency and doing it, as a good person and a good teammate. From what I've heard, is something that always means a lot to me.
You think the Colorado got some ovations earlier? Listen to this one.
Big cat, right? Yeah, cool little ovation there in Atlanta. No, I remember watching him a little more. It was a little more in my time. Big righty bat, played a good first base. Oh, little Eddie appearance there too. High five there at the end. It's cool to go back and watch these guys, and especially being the first baseman for the Braves now, and looking back on kind of the list of names that I'm with.
And got some new news for you. Matt Olson will replace Ron Acuna Jr. in the home run derby. Wiley and CJ will get you guys ready for some Braves baseball next.
Yeah. If you didn't see the post in Chino's Discord,
Getting a ticket to like, obviously such a big deal. Yours checkout. It's still
No.
such a good deal. There's no extra hidden fees. Me.
Thank you.
To everyone
The
who
link that
enjoyed
Kenneth
the race,
just dropped
we
in.
can't wait to see you again at Culver's.
What makes us
God damn it.
happy is making you happy.
My computer's acting up again. God damn it, computer.
With big bite moments.
What acting up?
Like the school moments.
And even get your hands off my cheese curds moments.
They're just too good to share.
Okay,
From your
I'm
juicy
gonna
bites to the sweetest scoops.
We're all about bringing people
that link right there that Kenneth just dropped into the chat. If you click on that, that'll take you over also to the same person. One of my partner trainers on the go with CeeLo. And he's doing the exact same game I am.
And filing an insurance claim.
But yeah, go check him out as well.
Pay what they owe without any hassle. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Game night Friday. You in?
A history of winning started with the 65 gamers. Losing steam, losing sweat.
Now let's see if they give us the 3D.
That hydrates better than water. Change the game forever.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Here comes Michael Harris, #1 prospect of the Braves organization. It is from
Oh, yeah.
here in the Atlanta area.
I grew up a Braves fan. First home game as a Brave, it was like a dream. And I still feel like I'm living in a dream right now. You know, whenever I go out there, I got somebody behind me and somebody rooting for me. So I don't feel alone when I'm out on the field here.
Dear Freedom,
No comment.
what forms do you take? More miles driven? More dollars saved? More life embraced? And more electrified vehicles than any other brand? Yours, Toyota Hybrids. That's right, Toyota has...
Louis, as the Braves get ready for game one of this 3-game series against the St. Louis Cardinals. Beautiful Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri, and we've got a great one on tap. Game one is going to feature Grant Holmes, and Grant Holmes has been excellent here lately for the Atlanta Braves. He's had a nice little run, and a lot of that has to do with his ability to spin the baseball. He's got that really good slider. His curveball has been on point. The cutter has been a pitch that's been emerging here lately for Grant Holmes, and the Braves are going to need him as they try to get back on track. Let's go ahead and take a look at our John Foy and Associates strong arm and looking at this run.
John Foy and Associates.
Consecutive starts allowing 3 earned runs or fewer going
Yeah.
back to the beginning of 2023. There is Grant Holmes, 11 straight for him. That is an active streak. Chris Sale also has a 12-game active streak as well. So pretty impressive company for Grant Holmes. As we get ready for this game here in St. Louis. It is the Friday Night Showdown presented by Kaiser Permanente right here on FanDuel.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the things that just will never come out. Every now and then I reach one water smells so clean. Downy rinse and refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Thanks everyone, especially Vicky. She's been with us since the beginning and saved us enough on our insurance to help us open our second location.
Auto Owners offers a variety of discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance because they think the more you protect, the more you should save.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Vicky.
That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Who is this anyway?
It's a commercial.
To everyone who finds joy in a
No
great
comment.
meal, we can't wait to see you again at Culver's.
What makes us
Yes. Live the greener life. And by Synovus, the bank that helps you get there.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the things that just will never come out. Every now and then I reach out. smile so clean. Downy rinse and refresh.
Yes.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash.
Hey, make sure you guys hold on that pole that I put up.
The beach. To Corona, she isn't just a place. She is an element. And with salt and spray, she shoves us.
I'm gonna come back on right after they throw the first pitch.
That's what's inside every bottle of Corona.
Oh, what about?
No matter where your
It's
trip
just,
takes you,
why be on screen more than I need to?
the beach is always closer than you think. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Switch to Square and join over 4 million businesses worldwide. More than a point of sale, Square keeps you ready for any restaurant rush. And with Square, there are no hidden fees ever. At Square, get 24/7 support to help keep lines moving. And with Square Banking, get a loan quickly for everything from small repairs to the biggest dreams. Gain time and peace of mind with restaurant tools that bring everything together. Switch to Square today. Visit square.com.
Yeah.
Let's go places like Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life. And by Synovus, the bank that helps you get there.
Synovus. Great look at downtown St. Louis, Missouri.
Stadium as the Braves will close out the first half of 2025 here. Game time temperature 91 degrees. Feels like 101. It's not quite that dry heat we had in Sacramento. And as we get set for first pitch, we can take a look at our starting lineups brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. And a couple changes for the Braves. It'll be Drake Baldwin and Sean Murphy in the lineup. Murph will DH. Baldwin behind the plate. Michael Harris moved down to the 9th spot. Ronald Acuna Jr., though, still leading off for Atlanta. And tonight they will face the lefty Matthew Liberatore, 25 years old from Glendale, Arizona. And CJ, he's got a Spencer Schwellenbach-like mix.
Yeah, a little bit for sure. He can spin the baseball really well. The slider and the curveball are his best swinging his pitches.
The cards are in there. Looks like they're City Connect jerseys.
So Liberatore on the mound. CJ, after we got in at 5 a.m. this morning, what are your keys to the game tonight?
Well, we got a correct left right now. This Atlanta Braves offense for years has done an excellent job against left-handed starters. Not so much this year with a pretty
Yeah,
good finish.
they got in about 5.
650 the previous 4 years. And how about Steady Eddie? Who's Steady Eddie right now? It's Grant Holmes. He is locked in. He has been really consistent with what he has done. We are going to need him to be good again here tonight.
Well, for the record, that Eddie looks pretty steady, too, there in the Braves. Eddie Perez.
Always Steady Eddie.
Ronald Acuna Jr. leading off. We did have some news break within the last hour. Ronald will not participate in the Home Run Derby on Monday night at Truist Park. There has been no official reason given. He will address it after the game tonight. We do know he was scratched on Tuesday night with that lower back tightness, but Ronald Acuna won't be in it, but Matt Olson will be. His teammate will be the 8th member of that Home Run Derby field, and it's got to be pretty cool, CJ, for a kid who grew up in Atlanta and saw the 2000 Home Run Derby and now compete at it in Atlanta in 2025.
Absolutely. Heartbreaking for Ronald. We know how badly he wanted to participate in the Home Run Derby. We'll figure out what's going on after the game. No doubt it was a tough decision, but really cool for Matt Olson, that's for sure.
So Ronald Acuna Jr. climbing in.
Ronald Acuna Jr. climbing in.
And the best record in baseball at this ballpark since 2019. They took 2 of 3 from the Cardinals back at Truist Park in early April. And Matthew Liberatore.
Matthew Liberatore.
Right off the top.
Crickets, that's fun. Especially when it feels like 101. But I heard you say something about West Sacramento, and it was a dry heat. I didn't feel like I stayed very dry during that. It's not Atlanta, it's not humid, but it wasn't Arizona either.
Well, as Matthew Liberatore gets this figured out, we'll take a look at our CPI security system starting defense for the St. Louis Cardinals. Victor Scott, the Atlanta native, in center field out of McEachern High School. On the infield, there's Wilson Contreras at first. His first year as a first-time first baseman. Pedro Paez taking his spot behind the plate. And now, it appears we are ready to go.
Good defensive team that they have here in St. Louis, very similar to what we have with the Braves.
First pitch to Ronald. Fastball misses high.
Misses high.
Business game number 93 on the season for Atlanta.
Game number 93.
After what was a heartbreaking loss last night in 11 to the A's.
There was one positive in that series, CJ. The Braves, they found the long ball, hitting 8 homers in those 3 games.
And we felt like that series was the right time to get the long ball back in play. Certainly, the great ballpark did hit home runs, and hopefully that
Yeah.
some momentum.
And Ronald rocks one towards left. That'll touch.
Ronald rock one towards
He's
left.
digging for second, and it's a leadoff double for Ronald Acuna.
So lead off double.
You fall behind in the count, Toronto, and you got to throw the fastball over the plate, and it's not a fun pass because he absolutely hammers this ball into left field. Get under it a little bit, get him way out of here. 113 there for Ronald.
Now 3 extra base hits on the road trip for Ronald.
Olsen off the bat.
Matt Olson. And he lifts one high in the air. Left center. Scott underneath it. Will Acuna try for third? No.
Nah. He stays put at second.
We talked about Austin Riley and his success against the
So
Cardinals.
far, everybody's on board with the Braves.
2019, he made his major league debut against the Cards at Truist Park. Homer in his first game for his first hit.
Yeah. Hang on, let me figure this. 3D's acting up on us.
And that one skips away. Acuna's off to third.
Acuna Matata is off to third.
Did he ever? And Juarez is not a very good blocker. Not to say that this was an easy one, but he has had his issues this year. And just didn't a little lazy there. Did not really get in front of that, trying to block that ball. He was hoping he could pick it.
Yeah.
That's his situation.
Hey, if you're watching that Pete McDivitt show, come on in. But hey, if you haven't joined
Scored a wild pitch.
On the Go with Chino or me, go ahead and do so via the link that Kenneth dropped in the link.
So when you got a good hitter like Austin Riley hits the baseball hard, you're going to take some chances and have your third baseman and your shortstop play a little bit further back. It gives you a little bit more range to each side by doing that.
And Riley sends one softly into center. Scott coming on. He can't make the catch. Acuna can trot home, and Austin Riley, RBI single, gives Atlanta an early lead.
The St. Louis success continuing here for Austin Riley. Nice little soft base hit here against the slider. This is what we call a good team at bat, right? You're not trying to do too much. You got a runner at third and less than 2 outs, finding any way to get him in. And Scott, while he does have tremendous speed, no chance of us getting that.
1 out.
So Braves cash in Ronald's leadoff double, and now Sean Murphy.
John Murphy.
He's got 7 extra base hits in his last 10 games. That was on the first pitch. We've seen Liberatore fall behind here early, CJ. He had 9 walks his last couple of starts. I mean, the ERA's been good, but he showed a little bit of wildness his last couple of times out.
Yeah, which is surprising to see because you look at the overall numbers and his walk rate is terrific.
If we 0-2 on Murph.
And have we seen this yet this year? We haven't, right? With both Murph and Drake in the lineup at the same time. Was there one other time?
I think Sunday against the Orioles for that 11:30 start. I have to go back and check. I think we've seen it once before.
This is something Rays fans have wondered about. Obviously, you're locked in with Marcel, the great job that he does as the DH. But the way that both of these catchers are hitting, a nice opportunity to see what it looks like.
And Murphy hammers one deep to the
Left field.
Ball is way out of here. Sean Murphy. A 2-run homer in Atlanta puts up a crooked number here in the top of the first.
34th home run.
Well, like we said, excellent decision to have Sean Murphy and Drake Baldwin in the lineup at the same time. Why? Because you get this kind of amazing power here from Sean Murphy. An absolute no-doubter. 437 feet away. Hanging slider. You're talking about command. And sure, walks are one thing, but command in the zone is another. That was a poorly located slider that Murphy absolutely crushed.
Jerkson Profar takes ball one. This is starting to feel like Wednesday night's game, CJ, when the Braves put up 4 runs in the top of the first. It was a leadoff homer from Acuna and then a 3-run shot from Drake Baldwin.
And these are our favorite kind of games, right? To see the offense jump out early, which of course is very
Strike right there.
on 2023. Those season. It's a reminder that it is in this group. We just haven't seen it as much as we'd like to.
Ball upstairs.
Not bad for an offense that got to the hotel around 5 a.m. this morning. It was a late night of travel for the Braves going across country from Sacramento to St. Louis. CJ, I've got to make a confession. I've yet to find somebody who woke up as late as I did.
Of course, that was expected. We all know that you still have those great college sleeping genes. And I knew because as I started seeing some of our messages go across as far as what we're doing tonight, getting ready for the game, no input at all from Wiley. Why? Because he's a sleep monster.
I'm going to find somebody.
Let's go ahead, Frank.
Well, I asked Nick Allen. He said he got up at noon. I saw Drake in the elevator. He said 11. Luke Williams gave me 12:15.
And Wiley Ballard?
Those eyelids did not open until after 1 p.m. Central.
What a bragger. That's amazing. I can't wait for you to get old and can't sleep like the rest of us.
Profar sends one into center. And Scott's got it.
Scott's got it. Profile. Fly out. 2 outs.
Away one day?
Does it everybody? Now, you're not a coffee drinker right now, right?
Well, if you're sleeping until 1, I don't
Yeah.
think it's very good.
Maybe as you get a little older, need some caffeine during the day, disrupts your sleep a little bit. I mean, it's possible, but I got a feeling you're going to be like the rest of us that are just begging for a couple of extra hours of sleep.
Huh.
Who says I'm not doing that?
No. You and Kikuchi, I guess.
I've done that before.
We talked about you say Kikuchi and those amazing sleep habits. 14 hours on game day, that's nothing to laugh at. It's any other Tuesday.
And Drake Baldwin punches one the other way, and that'll splash down for a base hit. 4th hit of the inning for the Braves off Matthew Liberatore.
It's a good sign of why with Drake Baldwin, you're not afraid to have him start against the lefty. He has such a nice level swing, and he's been excellent against left-handed pitching this year. He's a good example of it. Doesn't get too big. He's not trying to pull the ball in the air. He's trying to line it somewhere, and that is a perfect left-on-left bat for Drake Baldwin.
Braves have come out aggressive. 18 pitches only for Liberatore. He's faced 6 Braves.
Liberatore mound visit. 18 pitches for him.
Let's pause for a quick message from Truist.
Leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist. Learn how knowledge and care can work for you.
CJ, I got to be honest. Last night in the 8th inning, I was already writing down questions for Ozzie Albies in the post-game interview for that big home run he had to give the Braves the lead late last night.
Yeah.
Good ones. Good questions, good answers. Where to go?
Well, I was going to ask about the at-bat, obviously. And then I was going to ask who was going to do on the plane ride home. I was like, right, yes. We're to St. Louis. And Ozzie skies one.
Ozzie skies one.
Bar's got it measured, and he's got it secured. But the Braves put 3 runs in the top.
To everyone who finds joy in a great meal, we can't wait to see you again at Culver's.
What makes us happy is making you happy. We want every meal to be filled with big bite moments.
Like the spoon moments.
And even get your hands off my cheese curds moments.
They're just too good to share. From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We're all about bringing people together over delicious food.
From Wisconsin.
Ugh. Commercials. What do you do with it? Right on its back.
Grant Holmes, he has stayed steady. It has been a non-factor for him. He continues to put up really nice numbers.
So I'm curious, CJ. I mean, you look at Holmes' major league resume. It's only his second year in the big leagues, but for a guy who's 29 years old, has been around a while, imagine he's a little mental toughness when it comes to dealing with the lack of run support. He's been in baseball for a long time.
There are so many close games when you're playing in the minor leagues too. I think it prepares you for it.
And Donovan scoops one in the
Donovan.
impressive piece of two-strike hitting. Take a look at the Cardinals starting lineup, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. I mentioned Brennan Donovan, the lone all-star for the Cardinals at the top.
Mason Wynn.
Mason Wynn put together a phenomenal rookie year as he strides to the plate. Nolan Arenado down in the 6th spot. He's now in his 13th major league season. Not quite the player he was when he first arrived in St. Louis. Mason Wynn takes a first pitch strike.
Wynn takes the first pitch strike right there. Strike right there.
Holmes again ahead, 0-2.
And that's the cutter. We talked a lot about Grant Holmes' cutter. He was having some issues with his fastball. We started seeing more and more cutters, especially here recently, which has led to better success with his 14 fastball. Think about it. It looks like a fastball. Got a little cut to it. That's the pitch you usually get off the barrel.
Well, yeah. Not just that.
Rolled over towards third. Riley.
Rolled over towards third. Riley throws him out. Donovan moves up to second.
Good play here by Austin Riley. You know you have a pretty good runner in Mason Wynn. Soft contact. You got to go quick here. This is a nice thing to do. An easy bounce. Good exchange. Put that throw on the line.
Grant Holmes, 4 hits and 5 at-bats. Nice job on the curveball below the zone. Going down and lining at the center. So he's at first base. Here's Mason Wynn. Folks, Hornwood Reserve, a proud partner of your Atlanta Braves. Just dropped exclusive new gear for baseball's biggest night. Available.
That's going to carry in the rest of their careers. It take a little bit of
You know how we all hate that one?
That one's laced, tattooed, whatever you want to say, past Matt Olson. Alex Olson, RBI double.
Well, this was the cutter, and unfortunately catching.
Yeah, and backfired on him big time. 3-1, Braves still.
This somewhat competitive. There's not too many arms in right field that can do it. He picks it up barehanded, makes a strong throw to the net.
Now Wilson Contreras in the cleanup spot.
Wilson Contreras in the cleanup spot.
Couldn't get the call at the top of the zone there with the slider.
Well, it should have, because that was definitely a strike. Chris Conroy behind the plate. A pretty fair, even strike zone. The only area where he gets big is inside the left-handed hitters.
And 2-0.
Now 2-0.
But going back to that fastball, the four-seam fastball and the cutter, does that take some buy-in on the mound to move away from that pitch?
Yes, but I think the numbers against this fastball are probably what convinced Grant Holmes, the conversations you have with your friends, your pitching coach, your teammates. Right, he always had a good fastball. He's always throwing hard. But once you get to see these big league hitters, how do they react to it? They look at metrics and everything else all day long, but tell me what big league hitters are doing against that fastball. And then you adjust accordingly. And I think that's what the cutter has been. You can see it there on the bar. Last 4 starts, but it's been up considerably. But again, he's gotten better results on his fastball because it's been a good adjustment.
Behind 3-1.
No, behind 3-1.
Cardinals have a new hitting coach Braves this year. Grant Brown, and the area which they have improved the most, CJ, has been with runners in scoring position. They were one of the worst teams in baseball last year, hitting below 230. Now they're above the league average. Ground ball has to diving Nick Allen into left center. Burleson will come home to score, and Contreras dashing back to first. 3-2, RBI single from Wilson.
3-2, RBI single.
It wasn't hit hard, but it was hit in a good spot. And if Nick Allen can't get it, nobody else can get it either. This was against the slider. You can see where Nick Allen's playing in the hole, and Contreras just enough to get it by Nick Allen.
Speaking of Nick Allen, let's take a look at the Braves defense. Thanks to our friends at CPI Security Systems. No changes in the outfield the last couple of nights. And you know there's no changes on the infield either. It is Drake Baldwin behind the plate.
Drake Baldwin behind the plate. Nuke ball.
Those are not boos. Those are nukes. Lars Newbar.
Those nuke balls.
They come out with a new bar yet, like a candy bar here in St. Louis? It seems like
Ah.
the easiest thing ever to do.
I know they've got one in Japan. Of course, Lars Newbar, his mother, is from Japan. In fact, she met her husband at a foreign exchange program. But not to my knowledge, not one in St. Louis yet.
Nope, not one in St. Louis.
Or I guess you go the other direction. You could open up a bar. Separated, called the new bar.
Lars is New Bar.
Yep.
Grant falls behind 2-0 on New
Grant
Bar.
falls behind 2-0.
Lars New Bar is one of the bigger adjustments in baseball. No hitter in baseball has had his ground ball rate decline by more. He's really hitting the ball in the air this year compared to a year ago.
Which is unfortunate because this is a great time for a ground ball from Grant Holmes, who does a pretty respectable job of generating ground balls, a little bit above league average. He also does a nice job on walks.
I'll be right back, Temple.
2-2. At the knees, cold strike 3. Grant Holmes feathers that curveball right at the bottom of the zone.
Talk about a guy that can walk a lot. That means if you can paint some pitches, there's a good chance that we're going to take more strikes. And I think he anticipated that curveball was going to go down a little bit further. But the location excellent once again from Grant Holmes at the very bottom of the zone.
So with 2 down now, Nolan Arenado. There's the cutter up and in. Arenado, 8-time All-Star. As we mentioned, he has taken a little bit of a dip statistically these last couple of years. He gets to his mid-30s.
Always been an excellent defender, great player all the way around. But you're right, the OPS is down considerably. Age may be catching up with him a little bit. We've seen him start to cheat sometimes to get the fastballs, which makes him very susceptible to breaking pitches away. Of course, that's a good one.
Fouls that curveball off.
Take a look at this break ball. Actually backed up a little bit and finished outer third. Should be inner third.
Now, the one area Arenado has actually improved. It's been a strikeout rate. He's much more difficult to strike out than he has been. As he fouls off that 2-strike pitch.
They decide to go back out there again. You're going to see Drake Baldwin probably kind of get on Grant Holmes a little bit because the last 2 breaking balls have sat over the middle of the plate where he's trying to get them away again, which you feel like Nolan Arenado's
Ba-boom. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Hey, Christopher Barkins. How are you, my friend?
1-2 from Holmes.
1-2 from Holmes.
Fastball having a lot of the plate. As a catcher behind the plate, are there things you can do to try and help Grant? 100%.
Who do you think will win tonight's game? I got Paul right up here asking that question. Who do you think will win tonight? Oh,
Check out Contreras first. Did you like a catcher who was expressive, nonverbal?
tonight's winner will be the Atlanta Braves or the St. Louis Cardinals. That's the question of today's stream. Who will be tonight's winner? I hope it's the Milwaukee Braves.
Drastically last couple of years has been his swing and miss. He's cut down on it. Maybe swinging not as hard. Reinvented himself. Yeah, and he's waiting for those. He fouls off the seventh pitch of the at-bat.
Fouls off the seventh pitch. I'm great. So do I.
Where are you trying to go here?
See if they try to double up, not to double up and go back to something hard, but it looks like maybe they'll break the ball away.
There was a breaking ball away. Contreras takes off, and
Contreras takes off. He's out.
Look alive, Drake Baldwin. Let's see if the Cardinals want to take a look at it. No sign yet from Ollie Marmol, fourth season as the Cardinals manager. He's going to say, move it right along. So Drake Baldwin.
He says, move it right along, Humps.
Slapping down the tag on Contreras. Braves a one-run lead after all.
After one, it's 3-2. I'll be right back. I'm not going to disappear on you guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get wet. If you don't know what that means in layman's terms, it means I'm gonna go take a shower quickly. March, just keep it family friendly. Just remember if mad times you out because of something inappropriate, just an FYI, it's not because of what your name is. It's because there may be little kids here watching this stream of ours, and I don't want to have to get nicked by YouTube by language in a chat. So, Kenneth and Butterfly, just keep an eye on the chat. I'll be right back. Hi. I am.
Nothing beats for you. Now
Huh.
an authentic cat.
Yeah, right.
Home runs, would you have bet that Eli White would have had the longest home run of the group, that 452-foot home run that Eli hit there.
Nick Allen takes ball one. I got to be honest, CJ. I know the number that StatCast has on Ronald's leadoff homer from Wednesday night, but I don't know. I think it might have actually been a little further than that 433.
Well, they adjusted, right? Did it start out with 419 or 420?
I think it was a 429. You said they had a 4 feet, right?
433. How generous. I'm with you. I think that one definitely was.
So while we saw the home run barrage this past series in Sacramento, this is a different ballpark and a different pitching staff. It's a bigger ballpark, and the Cardinals as a staff have given up just 87 homers on the year. That's among the 5 fewest in all of baseball. Allen fights it off, giving chase Contreras, and he makes the catch.
Yeah.
When you look back at that series against the A's, it wasn't just the Braves that were relying on the home run. Take a look at our Synovus Get There feature. The two teams combined for 31 runs, and all but 5 of them were driven in by the long ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they have quite a few games like that
bombs. I mean home runs, people.
Great ballpark to hit home.
I don't mean a real bomb, but if someone says a long ball to you, I think everybody knows what a long ball is.
Got a big outfield here in St. Louis. You don't want to sacrifice anything defensively. This is a tough matchup for a lot of left-handed hitters in Liberatore.
It can be, again, because he does spin the baseball so well. Talk about his curveball, his slider, really good swing and miss pitches. And so the key here for Michael, frustrated with that one because he's working hard, not to chase pitches outside the strike zone. Feels like he sees something, and they get the call in the corner that he disagrees with.
And Michael Harris rips one down the right field line. It'll get all the way to the wall. He is cruising into second base, and Money Mike, one out double. Braves brought their bats here the first time. That's now 5 hits for Atlanta.
And good to see for Michael, left on left. We know he's had his issues, but taking advantage of the hanging curveball right here and just turning on it and melting it into right field. How about Michael? That's a nice little confidence booster. Came out of the 9-hole.
Go back a couple of seasons ago, Michael Harris and that 9-hole had a great relationship, mainly because Ronald Acuna Jr. is right behind him.
It's a great point. We don't talk about it too often when we think about lineup construction and who's hitting behind you. We'll have that conversation for your 2, 3, 4, 5-hole hitter. But in the case of Michael Harris here at a 9-hole and Ronald lurking on deck, perhaps he gets more pitches to hit.
Ronald didn't like that fastball up in.
Fastball up and in and kind of near the hands and elbow there for Ronald. And sometimes you play these games with pitchers, act like you're bad, try to get a guy's middle.
And Liberatore, we see that against Ronald frequently. Guys will come inside to him. But Liberatore, among lefties, in fact, among all pitchers, he's the second highest percentage of pitches inside the righties in all the National League. So he likes to work inside. And Ronald beats the line just inside the third base bag. Michael Harris will come home to score. And Acuna, big turnaround first, and then he'll retreat. A bit of an awkward spin there from Ronald, but he drives in the run, gives Peace up, A-tap down. Rays back in 4-2.
Well, the fastball up and in did not have the effect that Liberatore wanted it to have. It's a change up here and up in the zone a little bit. And Ronald's thinking double right off the bat for sure. But watch this bounce, you're going to get off the wall. And that's why things changed here. The ball ended up running in pretty quickly, and Ronald thought better.
Florida Braves didn't take any BP today, show and go. That late arrival working out pretty well. And if you missed the news earlier, Ronald Acuna Jr. will not compete in the home run derby on Monday. Matt Olson will take his spot. We'll hear from Ronald after the game on that decision. And heartbreaking for Ronald, but exciting for Matt as he taps one down third base line.
Yeah, very cool moment here for Matt Olson, who told the story, right, going to the home run derby as a kid and now getting to participate and talk about just the idea of him being an all-star in his hometown and how cool that is. But this is completely different. A lot of eyeballs on Matt Olson and those other 7 competitors. And he's got to be a favorite with the great power, being comfortable in his own ballpark to win that thing.
High pop, left side of the infield. Renato back. He's getting. Austin Riley drove in the Braves' first run, an RBI single. Right center, his first at bat. Talking to Tim Hires earlier this week, I felt like he and Austin really made some progress on that off day in Sacramento, going over a few things. They I feel like he's found the move that could allow him to get hot.
Well, the results certainly have been there, and it's kind of a good piece of information. You think about it, you got an off day, you're just going to take an off day. The season is long. No, these guys continue to grind, whether you're actually going out and doing work or you're having conversations and trying to figure out what maybe can I be a little bit better at right now. Where are the movements? And the grind never stops.
Speaking of movements, Liberatore behind 2-1 on O'Reilly. '25-year-old lefty for the Cardinals, having a career year so far, but struggling tonight against the Braves. Already 4 runs. And Austin Riley trying to add to that total. That ball is climbing, but not deep enough. Newbar just shy of the track, has got it. Braves tack on a run though, up by 2.
Catch every pitch, hit, and run with MLB Sunday Leadoff, streaming free on Roku Sports Channel. Get on base through your Roku device, therokuchannel.com, or the Roku mobile app. Just search MLB Leadoff or find it in sports on your home screen menu. This week on MLB Sunday Leadoff, Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers take on the Giants in the latest chapter of their historic baseball rivalry. Coverage starts at 4 p.m. Eastern, only on Roku Sports Channel.
It's time. Yes, the time has come for a fresh approach to dog food. Every day, more dog people are deciding it's time to quit the kibble and feed their dogs fresh food from the farmer's dog. Made by vets and delivered right to your door, precisely portioned for your dog's needs. It's an idea whose time has come.
What am I? Top to me, bottom to me, bottom to me, top. And that's the way it is, so the day that I cry. What am I? What am I? I am what I am!
New era, nothing beats real. Now there's an authentic catch for every fan.
As a young man, my hair started to thin. I couldn't sleep, I was stressed about it, and I took a pharmaceutical drug that unfortunately caused severe side effects such as sexual dysfunction. I felt like I had to choose between my health and my hair.
Here's a look at our Chick-fil-A game nugget. Braves record at Busch since 2018, 13-5 CJ. That's the best record of any team here at Busch and the third best by any National League team on the road.
I think there's something to be said for that too, because this is a pretty good organization with good players, but for the Atlanta Braves coming into Busch has not been an issue. And so guys like Drake Baldwin now get the opportunity to carry on that legacy.
I was talking to Drake today, asking if he'd been to St. Louis. He said, yeah, I've been a few times. Never been to Busch. But he said he did get to the top of the arch when he was growing up.
Oh, really?
On a tour, yeah.
He's braver than I am. You going up there?
I'll get up before 1 o'clock to get it, I think. Check swing. Johnson Payne says Arenado did not offer. There it is. Oh, there's somebody up there. Oh, looks like he's looking through his blinds across the street. I think we wave at him and wave back.
You see, the problem is you have the height and the claustrophobia.
Look at it. Curveball gets away from Holmes. What's the bigger problem? The height of the claustrophobia?
Yes.
Oh.
0-10 here, obviously, just the curveball, as you mentioned, that gets away. It is a humid night here, right? Pretty warm, so that ball could be a little bit slippery. That's where that rosin bag is going to come into play.
Nolan Arenado, I think, has seen the last 15 pitches now from Grant Holmes.
It's a good question, actually.
3-1 is floated over the head of Ozzy. All these leadoff base hit for Arenado. Yeah, it was a 8-pitch at bat before Contreras was caught trying to get to second, and then 5 pitches here to start the second.
So he's seen everything. Now this is weak contact, and that's a good pitch.
Grant Holmes goes down and away with his cutter. But you mentioned Nolan, maybe shortening up that swing a little bit, trying to put the baseball in play, not striking out as much, which results sometimes in hits like that.
So from Nolan Arenado to Nolan Gorman. Yeah. Chris Conroy says Gorman went around. You're talking about weak contact and having that fall in. One of the decisions you have to make when you play at this park, CJ, is how deep you want to play your outfielders.
No doubt. And when you get in certain ballparks that are a little bit bigger, it's always going to be hitter dependent. It's also going to be about your pitcher. What does the defense look like? We know Michael has excellent speed. He certainly can afford to cheat in a little bit, just 400 to dead center. But left field's a little bit different now in the situation right now for Profar. And you have the left-hander right now with Gorman hitting. He is actually cheating in a little bit with the idea of trying to steal a base hit. He's not worried about Gorman hitting the baseball over his head.
0-2. And that one pulled on the ground foul. And I think for Gorman, it's not a matter of not having enough juice to get it over Profar's head, but the approach, right?
Absolutely. And you look at, certainly when you're putting your outfield defense alignment together, what do you have for your maps? What do those spray charts look like, especially against a guy like Grant Holmes, where you're going to be seeing a lot of those right-handed breaking pitches?
And Nolan Gorman might have just been set up for one of that fastball high. Gorman, first-round pick for the Cardinals back in 2018. He has had success at times, and he's had some pretty deep valleys as well. And off the end of the bat, Profar trying to steal that hit. He can't get there in time. Back-to-back knocks for St. Louis on some weak contact.
Well, the timing right there is perfect, right? The idea of what the Braves had in mind, that if Gorman were to go the other way, it was not going to be driven with any authority. Unfortunately, it was even weaker than they're anticipating. Look at that pitch. It's a slider 84 down and away. And Grant Holmes right now probably asking himself, I'm throwing a cutter. It was down and away and a really good pitch to Arenado. It's the slider really well located with 2 base hits.
Now Pedro Pages drops down a butt. Riley charging. Makes the play. That sacrifice put the tying runs in scoring position for St. Louis.
Yeah, interesting decision here when you look at where they are in the lineup. This is the 10th sacrifice bunt for the St. Louis Cardinals, kind of middle of the road when you look at everybody else in the league. Another really nice play by Austin Riley, but you got your 9-hole hitter right now. You don't see that too often where 8 is going to bunt so that you can get to 9.
No way Scott's landed a bunt here with this speed, is there?
I mean, you never know. Right now, what he has is the middle infield back. If Matt Olson and Austin Riley playing even with the back, so he's probably just trying to hit himself a little ground ball up the middle.
24-year-old in his second year in the big leagues, Victor Scott out of Atlanta, graduate of McEachern High School. Tapper back to the mound. Baldwin to first. Scott's got too much speed.
I think Grant Holmes is having fun this inning. A lot of weak contact. He's executing pitches, and this is the kind of stuff that'll drive you crazy. Look how high that ball ended up bouncing, and it just stuck. Had some backspin to it. You wish you could hit a golf ball like that, Wiley. But unfortunately, it's an infield base hit.
They do a little video game, maybe. Right now, Brendan Donovan, chance for a big swing for the Cards. And Holmes gets ahead, 0-1. So you've got Brendan Donovan, the lone all-star for the Cardinals at the plate. Bases loaded. How do you approach him? Trying to pitch backwards?
So he's a guy that is a good contact hitter, right? He's going to be short. He's going to be to the ball. He's going to spread the entire field. There's no repeating your patterns with him. It's not a bad spot at all to go to try to get some of that weak contact, get a ground ball if you can. The issue you worry about for me with his breaking balls is I'd keep that middle and in. Coming into him, probably in or third. I think anything out over the plate is what he can handle well.
Holmes is 1-1. 2-1.
Yeah, clearly trying to crowd him right now with a couple of cutters. 3 softly hit singles has put Grant Holmes and the Braves in a jam. And now a high fly left. Profar gets behind it. And Arenado will not tag. That's a big second out.
It's well done by Grant Holmes in a big spot with a good contact hitter.
Out of the woods yet, though. Mason Wynn. Let's see Grant Holmes. How good has he been getting out of jams this year?
That's pretty interesting right now, right? Think about the opponent's batting average, runner in scoring position. Terrific. But going back to what you were saying earlier, right? A guy who has been around, even though the bulk of his career at the very beginning was all in the minor leagues. And you don't see a lot of blowouts in the minor leagues. Most games are relatively close, so you get that kind of practice of pitching, whether it's out of the bullpen as a starter in a lot of close games. So while it's the biggest stage that he's ever been on, the situations feel similar.
Oh, a strikeout and win. Holmes, 11 consecutive starts, allowing 3 runs or less. Last 5 starts, he's been even stingier, an ERA below 2. Trying to hold the Cardinals 2-2 here in the bottom of the 2nd. And it is a warm, sticky, humid night. You need that rosin bed. 1-1. He's trying to bait win there with that curveball low away. Two-one. Sawing him off, lifted in the air. Does Olsen have room? He gives chase, and it's in about the 5th row.
It's an excellent fastball from Grant Holmes. Good velocity at 96, but it's about that location. And again, crowding a guy. Now, could it open up for a backdoor breaking ball? We'll see, but check this out. That's exactly what you want. You get a guy conscious in, and potentially for a strikeout working in the way now.
Here comes the 2-2. Just missed inside. Well, merry-go-round's going to be cranked up here. You've got Grant Holmes, one of the best strikeout pitchers in baseball over the last month, against who was one of the league's best 2-strike hitters in baseball last year, Mason Wynn. Payoff pitch. Hopped up. Olsen again. This time, he's got room, and Grant Holmes tight ropes out of danger. Strands the bases loaded.
Some dreams are pure fantasy. Others feel familiar. Some dreams make you feel like you're flying. This dream comes with a 165-point inspection and unlimited mileage warranty. Find your dream Mercedes during Mercedes-Benz Dream Days with exceptional offers on the certified pre-owned C-Class sedan now to July 31st.
What am I? I am what I am, what I am, and I am, what I am, what I am, what I am. Top to be bottom, to be bottom, to be top. And that's the way it is, so they say that I cry. What am I? What am I? I am what I am.
New era, nothing beats real. Now there's an authentic catch for every fan.
It's time to feed the dogs real food, not highly processed pellets. The farmer's dog is fresh food made with whole meat and veggies. It's not dry food. It's not wet food. It's just real food. It's an idea whose time has come.
We don't need to ask if he has the sauce, but we'll ask anyway. Who's got the sauce
Brought to you by Zaxby's and Sean Murphy. His last 11 starts, CJ, 5 homers, an OPS close to 1,000.
Yeah, he has been out here slugging, always aggressive for Sean Murphy, but connecting in a big way, including that home run that he hit. 437 feet, the longest home run in this ballpark this season.
He cleared the Braves bullpen in left center. And for Murph, in the lineup tonight as a DH. Marcelo Ozuna getting the night off. Murph held up. But obviously, when you got 2 catchers who are producing at this level, CJ, this is quite the luxury.
It is, and it's nice to get Marcel that day off. Even though we saw him hit a home run against the A's of West Sacramento, which was good to see. Opposite field shot for him. We know that the hip is probably still bugging him a little bit. So trying to find a day for him. This worked out perfect. Travel day game tomorrow. I'll assume that he's back in there tomorrow.
Liberatore floats a curveball over for strike 2. And Murph fights that one off. And we likened him to Spencer Schwellenbach off the top of the show, CJ. That's because he's got a 6-pitch mix, and he throws all 6 of them at least 10% of the time, but none of them more than 27% of the time.
That's kind of who, as you mentioned, Spencer Schwellenbach is, and we're always amazed to see these deep repertoires that guys have and actually using all their pitches.
Murphy touch late. And to me, the difference is, you look at Spencer's walk rate, it's microscopic. Which being able to command that many pitches and not walk guys, that's been a challenge for Liberatore over his career, especially recently. 2-2.
Well, Murph is getting a good look at most of them right now, and he's not afraid to throw any of them to either sided hitter, whether it's a lefty or a righty. You kind of know that going in. You won't see a change up necessarily a ton, left on left, but for the most part, everything else.
And you will see a 9th pitch in this at bat. Oh, Freddie.
It's going to go on the ledger. You saw the arms go out, the hands go out, and right now making some excuses. Maybe asking Nolan, say, listen, dude, you're the Gold Glover. Can you slide over here and help me out once in a while?
Maybe asking, what time did you get to bed last night, Nolan? Another chance? No. Been kind of fun seeing Freddie Gonzalez down there at third base. A lot of fond memories in this organization. And the count runs full on the 10th pitch.
How about it? That's good to see. We talked about this when we were again in West Sacramento. You're dealing with the heat. Can you get that pitch count up the way they did to J.P. Sears at one point?
Sean Murphy continuing the battle here. Direction Profar on deck. We've seen him do this a number of times. He was like on this road trip, CJ. I know he didn't score a whole lot there on that first game against the A's. But this just continues to go. The quality of bats felt pretty good that first night against Jeffrey Springs. There were deep counts, not a lot of results to show for it. It feels like Tim Myers and Braves have found a way to grind some ABs this week.
I would agree, and it's good to see. And these are certain bullpens that you want to get to. Certainly something we talked about against the A's.
And Murphy strokes one deep to center straight away. And it's another Murphy mash. Take flight, Sean Murphy, his second mile of the night.
Not all home runs are created equal, and I think here for Sean Murphy, a 13-pitch at bat that ends in a home run has got to be extra satisfying. Dead center, 440 feet, and the second time this season that we have seen Sean Murphy go deep twice in a game. How about the jump here for a big call? Just missed it. Almost had it.
One more look at Victor Scott here in center field.
I got it, Coach. I got it. No, you don't.
Just trying to keep those legs loose. That is the 6th career multi-homer game for Sean Murphy. CJ, not that you ever give up a home run like that.
That's right. All wall scrapers.
Mhm.
Yep. Good call, Wiley.
But imagine if you did.
Yeah.
Would you like him doing that? Does that matter?
It doesn't matter. I'm more ticked off that I just lost a 13-pitch at bat.
Now pop behind the plate and out of play. Because I know some pitchers will appreciate the courtesy jog back, even if Malcolm knows he's probably not going to get a chance to make a play.
Give me an effort. At the same time, if he didn't even flinch because he knew it was gone, I'd understand that too. At the time, I'm sure it changed. I hope it changed since, but I think I let him the second longest home run at Turner Field. Mike Piazza hit it off of me to dead center. And then, you know what? You'd almost rather see those. Try to get in the history books.
Pro 4 sends one down the line towards the pole, and it is foul. I'll tell you what, the Braves are getting some good 2-strike swings off on Matthew Liberatore. We saw Sean Murphy's homers both in 2-strike counts. Michael Harris, 2-strike double. That one struck well.
And good to see. Remember what we talked about? The winning percentage against left-handed starters has been down this year compared to what we were used to seeing with this club the last few years. They have been dominant. They've been dominant, period, but especially against the lefties.
Profar asking if he hit that. I think they ruled a foul ball, right?
I believe so. I think he was giving his best sales pitch there to Chris Conroy to say, no, he just missed it. But no, it was a foul ball. These are not things that you can challenge.
Just off the plate. We've seen Sean Murphy hit 2 homers tonight. You know, CJ, obviously I've spent a good portion of the season down on the sideline. One of my favorite things about watching Sean Murphy hit a homer is after he does the handshake, he's right back in the notepad getting ready for the next inning. To help out the starters, Profar fillets one down the right field line. And he will try for 2. Throw coming in from Burleson. It's another extra base hit for the Braves.
2 things here really well done by Jerks and Profar. First of all, as you mentioned, the 2-strike hitting and not trying to get too big, but going the other way. Watch Profar here on this cutter. Not a bad pitch, down and away. The other thing, doing your homework and understanding your outfielder's arms. Burleson has just 1 assist in the outfield this year. He got a pretty favorable bounce, but it's an average arm there in right field, and Jerks and Profar takes advantage of it.
It's Profar with his 2nd double of the year, and now a visit from Dusty Blake, pitching coach for the St. Louis Cardinals. As the Braves try and put some distance between themselves and the Cardinals, we'll pause for a quick message from Zaxby's.
Zaxby's Giant Chicken Finger Quesadillas. We're going to need more napkins. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
5 extra base hits now for Atlanta. 3 doubles, 2 homers from Murph. See, just kind of what we were hoping was going to happen on this road trip. You're going to an offensive-friendly ballpark in Sacramento. You hit 8 home runs. And, look, this is a much more pitcher-friendly park, but got a couple homers from Murph. But the Braves doing a nice job of having that low line drive approach.
And going back to what you talked about with Tim Hires and the conversations that have been happening with guys, right? You're putting the work in right now. You're trying to get right. Yeah, it helps that you get to go to a place like West Sacramento there for the Athletics, but it's been about the approach. It's been about the hard contact, guys making adjustments and getting results.
Liberatore already over 60 pitches. As he had to record it out in 3rd. Drake Baldwin cranks one into right center field. Profar racing around 3rd, and the Braves will tack on another. Baldwin an RBI single, and the hard contact 1 through 9 right now for Atlanta.
It's funny what we were just talking about with Liberatore and what you don't see very often.
Left on left changeup. What is this pitch? It's a changeup, and he's reaching right now, and I think that gives you an idea of how he feels. Let me try something different, and that's a mistake to Drake Baldwin. It was bad location, was up, and he got to it. And he took a huge turn and put those brakes on and headed back to first.
Now Ozzie Albies. And that is one other piece to this ballpark. Yes, it can be hard to drive it over the wall, but because these alleys are so deep, there's some hustle doubles to be had.
That's why you have to have an athletic outfield here that can cover some ground. You mentioned maybe you're playing a little bit more shallow depending on who the hitter is. Well, that also opens up that gap even more and lends itself to those extra base hits and balls getting through. Scott did a nice job cutting that one off.
And Ozzie now heading to count 2-0. There's some stirring going on in the St. Louis bullpen. Some stretching. Ozzie with a big home run last night. Three of them. And entering this start tonight, Matthew Liberatore had an ERA of 2.25 over his last 4 outings. And Ozzie will take the 4-pitch walk.
Good take and good no call. Sometimes with Ozzie, when he maybe isn't going his best, he will chase some of those pitches. That 2-0, not as much at 3-0, but very much in control in that plate appearance.
So the first 4 Braves have reached here in the third. Atlanta scored in every inning now. With Nick Allen at the plate, you see Wilson Contreras creeping up for a potential sacrifice. Allen squares, it's back to the mound. Liberatore will throw to first. McCall does his job.
Well, you love to see that, and the way that this lineup is constructed here with Michael Harris batting ninth. Again, you normally wouldn't do it, right? We talked about the Cardinals having their 8-hole hitter bunt, which felt a little bit odd. This is different. This is Michael Harris who's batting ninth, who usually would not be, and he had a really good first at bat.
And with 1 out, the infield comes in for St. Louis.
Another left on left changeup. Just what we told you. He never throws it. No, except to Michael and to Drake and other guys.
Maybe having to go to plan D or E. Bounces that slider. You mentioned the confidence boost for Michael there with that double in the second inning. I mean, how significant can just one swing like that be mentally?
One by itself, maybe not alone. It hopefully is a sign of things to come. Right? There's going to be steps. I doubt it's going to be one, and all of a sudden, if you're down, you're going to feel like everything is right. I think it's probably also more about whatever he is working on specifically with his swing, if he felt it in that moment, and then starts to believe in it a little bit more. But one at bat by itself is not going to do the trick.
And then the count 2-1 with 2 in scoring position. Good spot there for that sinker from Liberatore. Two. And a high fly, lofted out to the left. Will this be deep enough for Drake to try it? And Scott cuts in front of Newbar. Baldwin's coming home, and the throw is in time. They got him. But Robert Acuna Jr. wants the Braves to review this one.
No way. He called him out there?
That's what he called.
No way.
Chris Conroy is going to have that call reviewed. Brian Stinker's called for the challenge.
And this is a good send, even though you have Ronald on deck. I like this one. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, when Drake Baldwin is lined up to attack, he's looking at Freddie. What do you want me to do? And then as soon as they saw Victor Scott cut across like that, his angle was not the best angle. He had to get around the throw. Now, he made a pretty respectable throw. I mentioned there's not very strong arms in the outfield. It looked to me like Drake Baldwin got there. Unless he went up over the plate. If it didn't catch, and it's hard to see as he kicks up some dirt,
you know what? He's probably going to be out, and that's because that foot came up in the air. And that's unfortunate.
But as a base runner, you do your best to try and anticipate you might have that pop. And he tried to reach. He knew it was going to be close, trying to get that foot to the very front corner of the plate. And if the call does stand, which, yeah, right there, it looks like it's going to. It's not necessarily how you would draw it up for an outfield double play with the way Scott kind of cut off Newbar, but they got it done. Fans here at Busch Stadium have seen the replay on the big board. Cardinals continue to drift towards the first base dugout. Here's the call.
After review, the ball field is confirmed. The runner is out.
So the double play ends the third, but the Braves add a couple more.
New game tango scent boosters. With two irresistible scents coming together, you can't help but dance. And Smith swept away in the scent of strawberry and shade. Smith and Bruce. It takes 2 cents to tango, right, Martha? New game tango scent boosters. More scent, more joy.
What am I? I am what I am, what I am, and I am. What I am, what I am, what I am. Top to me, bottom to me, bottom to me, top. And that's the way it is, so the day that I cry. What am I? What am I? I am what I am.
New era, nothing beats real. Now there's an authentic cap for every fan.
Thank you guys all guys for going to so many concerts and football games. Getting a ticket, you're like, oh, this is such a good deal. Go to check out. It's still such a good deal. There's no extra hidden fees.
Switch to Square and join over 4 million businesses worldwide. Scheduling is easy with Square appointments. Clients can book online 24/7. Take payments at your station or the front desk. To offer seamless checkouts. Keep track of commissions and split tips with just a few clicks. Gain time and peace of mind with beauty tools that bring everything together. Switch to Square today at square.com.
Ball is brought to you by Truist. Braves with 6 runs in the first 3 innings tonight at Busch Stadium. Grant Holmes, who had some pretty miserable luck there at the bottom of the second, but did not give up a run, gave up 3 really softly hit singles, but found a way to leave the bases loaded. Now he begins by facing Alec Burleson, 3-hole hitter for the Cards.
It's aggravating, no two ways about it. It also drove up the pitch count a little bit for Grant Holmes, but the battle continues. And this is one of those nights where the team is giving you tough at-bats or they're having a little bit of luck. It really does become about pitching to the score. And that is making sure that you're getting as deep as you can and giving your team a lead.
Bryce Elder even talked about it a couple of nights ago. Braves put up 4 runs at the top of the first. He goes 3-0 to Lawrence Butler. When he was asked, what was he thinking at that moment, he said, we're up 4-0, 3-0, throw the ball over the plate. As Burleson drives one well down the right field line, slicing away from Acuna, 1 hop and into the seats. That'll be a leadoff automatic double.
Slider here, and what you notice too, you hear it, right? Didn't sound very loud off the bat. Actually wasn't hit that hard, but again, just kind of one of these nights right now for Grant Holmes where he's going to be asked to battle up and down that St. Louis Cardinals line.
You got thoughts on automatic double versus ground rule double?
I was going to compliment you there, but I'm going to tell you why I was a little nervous to do it. You know why I'm a little bit nervous to do it, and I've never said a word to BG about it, but you are correct. Why? It's automatic or book rule double. We have gotten, I think, comfortable, all of us. I learned this just a few years ago, that you would say ground rule double, which is inaccurate. Ground rule double is something specific to the grounds, like the ball goes into the IV at Wrigley Field, that kind of thing. That's a ground rule double, but you know what? You're a 1%er, because I think 99% of broadcasters
say ground rule double in that spot.
You know, the one guy who I picked it up from was John Shambi.
Mm-hmm.
He's very specific about that play-by-play for the Cubs with the Ivy.
So is my old play-by-play partner with the Texas Rangers. Very picky about that. But not many, Wiley. I think it's just the three of you guys.
Well, I'm going to say this. Ground rule sounds more baseball to me.
Yep.
Kind of like that. So there was a choice to be made. I'm not saying the next time that happens, I won't go ground rule double.
I'm really hoping that PG's not watching the game right now because we're going to hear about it. I'm going to be scared to walk in the booth next time he and I are working together.
Contreras, a high chopper to Riley. And a low toss. Nice pick by Matt Olson. Burleson has to stay pat at second. I think Brandon Goff's been watching Braves baseball on Friday night.
I do. Listen, I watch.
I'm not working.
And once again, look at that pre-pitch hop from Austin Riley. Wonder why he's so good defensively. You never take a pitch off every single time. Put yourself in the right position, the best position to field those ground balls.
Lars Newbar coming up. A conversation with Snit a couple weeks ago about where to position yourself at third base, and Snit coached third for a long, long time, of course. And he felt there really is a no man's land, if you will, where if you put yourself in the wrong spot, the wrong distance, this can be nothing but short hops right at your ankles. You're either going to make a choice to play a little further in or a little further back.
That's right, because there's a lot of tendencies that will fall into that same category, so you start to get an idea. Now, you want to be able to create the hop. The ones that are hit really hard, you don't have time to do it. But ultimately, that footwork, that speed, those first couple of steps are all about you creating the best hop that you can handle.
Holmes falling behind Newbar 3-0. Newbar moving to left field this year. And a 4-pitch walk. First walk we've seen from Holmes tonight. You know, that has been a challenge at times for Grant. From 65 pitches, and at least 15 of those were to Nolan Arenado. I'm going to go back and count it up.
So you know what that means, right? He's hacking first pitch and going to ground into a double play. That's all.
Sounds good to me. Oh. You thinking 4.63 or 6.43? Or,
well, I really wanted it first pitch. Okay. I do think with the breaking pitches, especially the slider and the cutter, that it would be a 6.43.
Back to the fastball, 0-2. And now Nolan Arenado has seen 15 pitches from Grant Holmes tonight.
And now Grant Holmes is thinking about that strikeout and where he can go. Perhaps you elevate a little bit higher. Good breaking ball here. You know, Sean Murphy is, sorry, Murphy is DH, but either way, him and Drake Baldwin.
Put me in, coach. Onward to play. 6-3 leads. Makes the catch. Bottom of third.
Grant Holmes, like you said, CJ, it's been a bit of a grind tonight.
And I just want to make sure.
That reminds you of that start he had down in Miami.
3 in the first, 2 in the 1 in the second, and 2 in the top half of this. Ball. Way outside.
96 pitches over 5 2/3, but did not allow any runs. He had 5 walks in there. The command wasn't where it usually had been, but zeros are zeros, and that's all that matters.
And he was coming off that 15 strikeout game against Colorado that night.
Yeah.
And in some ways, no slight to Colorado, but you know, that Miami start was almost more impressive because he didn't have his best.
Joe DiMaggio.
Not giving up a run. 1-1 to Gorman.
1-1 to going.
Just caught the corner.
Just caught the corner.
There that comes back and catches the corner. Gorman didn't like it, but that's an excellent pitch.
After you land that pitch,
One pitch pairs well. And I like something going the other way. He doesn't throw his two-seam fastball very often. It's going to be mostly for left-handed hitters.
The score is
So you could try backdoor curveball, the slower one, below the zone for
6-2. 3 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the top half of the third inning. So 3 plus 2 is 4. Yeah.
Holmes the 2-2.
2-2.
And now the count is full. Gorman last year, before he was sent down, CJ, had a 38% strikeout rate. Now, he did not qualify last year, none of the plate appearances, but if he had, that would have been a major league record. It's a huge number. It's gotten a little bit better this year, right at 30% coming into this one.
And that was one of the big questions for the Cardinals coming in. Could they find a way to get Nolan Gorman back to what he did 2 years ago, which was lead the Cardinals in home runs and slugging percentage? Right now, Graham Holmes hoping to add to the strikeout total.
Yeah.
75th pitch coming up.
He's only through
3 minutes tonight.
2 and a third. All outside. 1, 3, 4, 5.
Could be a good time for a Rick Cranitz visit. Looks like he's thinking about it. Just because you saw some of the misses arm side there toward the end of that plate appearance. So that tells me there's a little bit of fatigue sometimes in the legs when you're not getting those pitches where you want to on the outside part of the plate to lefties.
Pedro Pages. Swings the first pitch. Brings it into right center field. All score Burleson behind.
Burleson scores 6-4.
First pitch cutter here after the walk, and this one looks like as you watch Drake Baldwin's glove kind of back up a little bit, so may stay straight. It's not trying to do too much. Lines a little base hit into right field.
And now Rick Cranitz has come out to the mound. I'm not going to ask you to lip read because Drake's doing it. Oh, there we go.
Cranny is near impossible to try to lip read. Very animated, talking fast. He's not like most guys. He doesn't have to cover his face with his hand. He can't pick it up anyway.
So St. Louis, as the time runs on here in the bottom of the third, Victor Scott, who legged out about, what'd you say, 5.5 foot single?
Straight in the ground, just bounced really, really high. With his speed, unfortunately, he was able to beat it out. That was a slider that Grant threw to get that weak contact.
And he chases a slider beneath the knees for strike one. Mentioned Scott from Atlanta out of McEachern High School, former McEachern Indian. Go one.
0-1.
Do you deviate? That's 2 sliders.
I do not do it again, right? I mean, those are 2 that are outside the strike zone. When you see a guy that is not picking up spin like that, the last thing you ever want to happen is he beats you on something else until you see any version of an adjustment.
Not to refresh it because it was saying 62. That wasn't accurate. 0-2. Did he go? No, he did not, says the third base umpire. By the way, Cass, if you're watching this stream, I will be calling the 2025 MLB All-Star Game on this channel. Hey, if you could drop that link into that this chat, that would be much appreciated.
You could not get the strikeout 0-2-1-2. You don't want to go full count. You certainly don't want to walk in as the 9-hole hitter. So it becomes about your best pitch and your best spot.
2-2 on Victor Scott.
2-2 on Victor Scott.
I wonder if they'll try to elevate, right? Every breaking ball has been down, bottom of the zone and below. So you have an eye level into one spot, everything's down. Fastball at the top of the zone, in the zone. but middle in could work here.
Already over 80 pitches for Holmes tonight. And Scott, a hard liner just past the timing Ozzy Albies. Gorman scores from third. Rise up to second. It's a one-run game.
It is a 1-1 game. 1-1. 6-5. 6-5, everybody.
Drake Baldwin wanted it up. He wanted it up and away. And look where it ends up. Pretty much right down the middle there for Victor Scott. Too close to where those breaking balls were earlier in the at-bat.
And it continues for Brendan Donovan. Grant gets ahead. First pitch slider. On a hot night like tonight, we know Grant did get a full night's rest coming up to St. Louis early, but
we do pitches by inning.
Oh, nice.
Smith watching on. Holmes trying to keep Braves in front. Daniel De Los Santos in the bullpen for the Braves. The 2-1. Feels like Brent might be
digging deep, no doubt. But again, this has been a long inning. You mentioned what we're dealing with the heat right now, and so some issues for
I don't
just going to give in here at a 3-1 count. You still need a quality pitch.
3-1 Tapper. Allen charges, steps aboard second. That'll end the inning. Cardinals add 3. Braves still with a 1-run lead.
Fabrice, when you host, your bathroom can feel like a revolving door.
Let me check quickly on the Milwaukee Bulls. Hang on, everybody. Seven to 5.
Hit by pitches this year. Only a Rosarena, the Mariners.
7 to 5 Bulls have them loaded.
Retire the side. Rosarena, the base is loaded, but they lead 7-1. And Quinn Priester coming out of the bullpen after an opener tonight is rolling.
You have a UTI at 30,000 feet.
Hang on, I just want to see if
one medical provider from anywhere. Now just
what
raise
the
your urethra for drip.
Let's move
before we go back to the Braves game.
What we saw in the last series.
I mean, what a great start as a Milwaukee Brewer.
Now it is. Now it's not. Sports card all July for entry.
Jim Miguel Cairo taking the starting 9 for game 1 of this series.
In the 1980s, fans are going to be able to relive the Cardinals' greatest moments from the 2000s all the way to 2011. The whole event is hosted by Joe Buck, and there is an all-star lineup of guests. You're going to be able to hear from Rick Ankiel, Will Clark, David Epstein, Jim Edmonds, David Freese, Albert Bosky, Jason Isringhausen, Mike Matheny, Matt Morris, Reggie Sanders, and Woody Williams. What an amazing lineup. Special guests all night long.
Strike right there.
Variety of nonprofits, including Cardinals Care and local pet rescue groups.
Ticket levels vary at different levels. Just go ahead and head to Ticketmaster.com. And for more information, SteepleTheater.com. Chip, what an awesome event.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Even though the All-Star break is upon us, we can still talk baseball with Tony La Russa and friends on July 16th. And Tony's going to be at the ballpark the next couple of days in the Cunningham Corner, signing autographs, hopefully selling tickets to the event as well from innings 1 through 5. It'll also be across the way to Ballpark Village.
Yeah, it'll be over at the VIP section there, the FanDuel Sports Network Live, Saturday, Sunday, 11 to 12:30. So go hang out with Tony, take a picture, and get tickets, be a part of this event. It's going to be awesome.
Ronald Acuna Jr. pops up a 3-1 pitch. Victor
Ronald Acuna Jr. pops it up.
The Cardinals retire Acuna for the first time. The man that did that is Riley O'Brien. He's turned into a very important member of the Cardinals bullpen, Brad. He's the first to answer a Chevy call to the bullpen.
His role's gotten even more important as the Cardinals got tighter in this game. Just a one-run ball game now for Riley O'Brien. I know not the start necessarily that Matthew Liberatore was looking for in this one, hitting into the break. He only lasts 3, gives up 6. But the Cardinals have a chance to come back and win a ball game here.
Yeah.
Iron Man Matt Olson.
Matt Olson up to the plate. Come on. Hey.
Field catch Cal Ripken Jr., but the man in the batter's box is our Hyundai in the driver's seat.
Hyundai in the driver's seat.
But that's still a pretty impressive number right here. Consecutive games played, 712. I mean, he's secretariat at the field right now, far ahead of Pete Alonso.
Olson, of course, followed the great Freddie Freeman at first base in Atlanta. He's had some terrific seasons with the Braves, his hometown team.
Yeah.
Olson from Parkview High School, where his number was retired. That's the same high school that gave Major League Baseball Jeff Francoeur.
Pretty good school, huh?
Yeah.
Those guys go back and forth, break each other's records.
Pretty much. 1-2 pitch. And strike 3, top of the zone, triple digits from Riley O'Brien. That was impressive. 2 outs.
Have fun with that right there. 100 miles an hour with some sink on it. Pedro wanted it upstairs. He got it. Chevy pit track, paint the top of the zone.
So O'Brien has the first 2 outs. Here's Austin Riley. 9 strikeouts for O'Brien in his last 6 games. And he's averaging over 8 strikeouts per 9 innings. This is a Cardinals staff that, by and large, doesn't have strikeout stuff. Riley apparently does.
Yeah, he definitely does. He's got big-time stuff.
This is Trevor Williams. So Riley's out of the game.
Interesting. I didn't see anything with Riley earlier, but welcome at this point.
It's Luke Williams, I beg your pardon, pitch hitting. Well, the Braves, all the other guys that have been hurt for him, most of them pitchers. If Riley has to leave with discomfort, that's
going
to make Brian Snetbeer's beard even whiter.
Yeah, that is tough. Obviously, you know how much he needs for you to make a push. That guy's got to be a big part of it.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes for Luke Williams.
And that IL, as you mentioned, man, loaded up with pitchers. They lost Reynaldo Lopez early. Chris Sale's got a fractured rib cage. Schwellenbach dealing with an elbow issue. They lost A.J. Smith-Sawyer. He's got Tommy John. I mean, they've had some issues.
Breaking ball. Freddie curveball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Riley O'Brien. He restores some order in relief of Matthew Liberatore. It's a 1-run game in the 4th inning.
Hey.
What am I?
Be right back. Come in.
Okay,
most advanced fighter aircraft ever.
How different is it piloting each one of these? I mean, do they make them easier to move or easier to fly as they go on?
Yeah, great question. The older aircraft are what's called mechanical flight controls, and the new one is fly by wire.
You gotta
So I
get
do
clean
this reviews,
pants,
and the
clean
computer
socks,
calculates
clean
everything,
undies.
and then actually. I'm always
6-5
amazed when
game.
guys do the flyovers. First of all, they're beautiful, they're inspiring, everybody really gets into it. But the flyovers are always perfectly timed, just when the anthem says "Home of the Brave." How does that work? A lot of effort and some really good coordination with the Cardinals and the media team, Megan and the folks, and then the band director. We have been in coordination with the band director for a couple of weeks now. Just everything from those. I think it was a high school that was doing the anthem, right? Just them being on time helps us be on time. So lots of coordination. I've got a friend of mine named Viv that was up here on the top behind us in the stadium, running the ground radio, communicating to us airborne in the hold, giving us constant updates, etc.
So the last thing you need is somebody to freestyle an anthem there.
Correct.
Yeah, don't make it.
Infield in, diving stop second, throw to first, that saved a run.
Hang on.
And Donovan was able to knock it down, but he bought himself a couple of extra steps because he's playing halfway. If he is out in the grass, that ball probably gets back.
But Donovan is a Gold Glover, by the way. He was the utility Gold Glove winner back in 2022. That was the first year that award was ever given, so not assigned to a specific position. He played all over the place. 0-1 on Ozzie. Backdoor curveball. Ozzie can't straighten it out. We expected pretty good starts, at least the first few innings, and it feels like that's only how that happens. You have two starting pitchers who are hot, and now 6-5 hit the fifth.
Never goes the way we think it's going to go, right? I mean, obviously, those guys have been good. I would absolutely have put my money, I'd say basically that real money on Grant Holmes because of the consistency, 11 straight where it had been 3 earned runs or less. That streak is now snapped. Most importantly, you're leading right now.
Good put your Monopoly money.
There we go. Thank you. Keep me out of trouble, please, Wiley.
Can't have you going straight to jail.
No, thank you.
2-2 on Ozzie. And he's down on strikes. We mentioned the Braves have been so good.
Down on strikes.
Tonight, but after second and third, nobody out.
Yeah.
Good play by Donovan. Strikeout from O'Brien on
Yeah.
Holmes. Now it's up to Nick Allen. Trying to find a way to get at least one of these runs home.
We need one of those 120-foot line drives to right field right now from Nick Allen.
One.
1-1.
Pitch of the outing for O'Brien. What's Nick's game plan? I mean, obviously you can't get off the fastball at that velocity.
I don't think so. Not until you get to 2 strikes. He probably feels like he's going to get attacked with a heater, even though he saw the curveball there. And one that's running in a little bit, right? It's not the standard straight heater, so you got to work hard to keep the hands in. Try to get your barrel to it. Say that, and he sees 2 great balls.
The flip side of that, too, is that maybe you go more spin with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, part of it is I don't think, even though he's struggling, that you want to get to Michael. So you certainly want to be in the zone against Nick Allen. I think you can sell out for the heater here. But again, he's not trying to get big to pull the baseball.
There was the heater and it misses.
Yeah.
But now it's one pitch, one spot. And for me with Nick Allen, that's
Wild, crazy slugfest tonight between the Cardinals and the Braves.
definitely.
And then going in the military industrial city.
Yeah, if I could just take 30 seconds, like the fact that we had the Legacy Eagle, the C model from the. Think of something nice. I didn't want to give you something bad. From those, I think it was a high school that was doing the anthem, right? Just them being on time helps us be on time. So lots of coordination. I've got a friend of mine named Biff that was up here on the top behind us in the stadium.
Maternal grandfather grew up in St. Louis, and when he was 15 years old, he remembers Charles Lindbergh flying the spirit of St. Louis under the Eames Bridge.
Bravo.
When they put all the school children on the riverbank, and got to see that flight hero come and do his thing. So a little bit different target for you guys, a little bit different, yeah.
I jokingly say you could do it once, but then there'd be people meeting you anyway.
You know what? We do that too with things you say. Our thing is you can say anything once.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how this job works.
So, what's your call sign? What's your name on your patch? Says
my call sign's Kane. My name is Matthew.
Okay.
Kane. It's too long of a story, not proper for television, but everybody gets a call sign for usually something dumb they do, and mine is Kane.
Okay. If you were to give Brad a call sign, I know you just met him. Just looking at him, what would you say his call sign?
Captain America.
I'll take it. I think that's way better than what any of my friends would have come up with. So
you get the hair, you get the good look.
There you go. Kane, I love it. I love it. Captain America here. That's gonna stick.
Captain America! Yeehaw!
But it's gonna stick.
I think in QHJ, it was an absolute team effort, and it is definitely humbling to be part of that in some small way.
How many hours of flight time? Riley O'Brien, second and third, nobody out. He gets out of the inning to keep it a one-run game. Very nice to meet you. God bless you and your mates in the air. Great flyover. Great start to the final weekend before the All-Star break here at Busch.
Bombardiers overhead.
Mobile friendly surveys that drive results wherever your customers are. Build yours today with SurveyMonkey.
What am I? I am what I am, what I am, and I am, what I am, what I am, what I am. Top to me, bottom to me, top, and that's the way it is. So the day that I cry, what am I? Oh, what am I? I am what I am.
New era. Nothing beats real. Now there's an authentic cap for every fan.
Some moments are too big to miss.
This place is going wild.
MLB Tonight brings you closer to the biggest plays and reactions from the moments that matter most.
We're going to get that win today, but we got to get going.
MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight.
Snack wraps are back at McDonald's, available in 2 flavors, spicy and ranch. Try one now at a limited time price of just $2.99. What a big inning for Riley O'Brien to keep a one-run game.
Now, Manuel De Los Santos will face Arenado, Gorman, and Pajes in the Cardinals' 5th inning.
Again, in this game, it just feels like momentum is just swaying back and forth. This has been highly entertaining.
Way outside, evens the count. Thanks again to Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Oldie of the U.S. Air Force. Led the flyover at the ballpark. He and his fellow pilots are true American heroes. We really enjoyed our time with him, and I love his nickname he gave him.
Well, Captain America. Love it. Boy, he was really nice to me there for no reason.
That's right. And a can of corn for Acuna. And then
Can of corn for Acuna.
Well, it's not Captain America Day, but it's Superman Day. That's coming up on Sunday, July 13th, with your special theme ticket. Fans take home a Superman turnover jersey. All the info at cardinals.com/theme.
I'll probably get a Captain America one soon, too. Kind of dig that jersey. That's kind of cool.
Here's Gorman. Inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Gorman's reached twice. He singled, walked, and scored. Braves will have the top of the order coming.
Braves will have the top of the order.
Gorman batting 7. With the bases empty, down 6-5.
Down 6-5.
Started the game for the Cardinals tonight. 9 hits, 6 runs in 3 innings. He looked uncomfortable from the very first pitch. The offense has brought us to within 1. Riley O'Brien, 2 terrific innings. He has struck out 4.
Yeah, he stepped up big, man. You've seen his role kind of expand here. This is a tight game, and he kept it there.
And Swanson's gotten up in the Cardinals bullpen. De Los Santos working his 2nd inning of relief for Atlanta. Grant Holmes started, gave up 5 runs on 9 hits in his 3-inning stint.
Articles I didn't tell you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know what. Did you put a badger sleep oil or?
Yes, I put it in there. Just chill.
Calling money bags. Me? I don't think so, buddy. Nope. You can put shoes on the damn way. And I can't get off the damn bed. Hey, go out. Oh, and I put this out.
New era. Nothing gets real. Now there's an authentic cat for every fan.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past and homebound.
MLB All-Star Week is taking over Atlanta at Capital One All-Star Village, the ultimate baseball experience for fans of all ages. July 12th to the 15th at Cobb Galleria. Get tickets at allstargames.com.
Hey, by the way, the Milwaukee Braves lead
Patrick,
the
you
five.
say not the Milwaukee Braves. Get that out of your head. That's what.
Thanks, Lauren. Gord's got the plan. Scratch few across. The bullpen get a win here tonight. Brand Holmes lasted just 3 innings.
Play one time.
They
A
did.
little high, a little fast. And Austin Cox has come in.
Still,
Victor Scott trying to lay it up, but
So De Los Santos was great and only threw 20 pitches to get through those 2 innings. I wondered would they play even a little bit more, but they're probably asking a lot the second time that he had gotten 2 innings since Austin Cox, who has also been really good, only 5 games.
oh, I'm gonna put this.
But 7 innings under his belt, and I think he's making it impressive enough where he is in a pretty high leverage situation here in the 6th inning in a 1-run game.
Yeah, we last saw Cox on Tuesday night. Cool.
Tuesday night? The hell? Hey, Kenneth. I was on mute because I had people in the thing, and I didn't want to have them say something on YouTube that'll potentially get me a copyright strike. So it was basically for my own protection on YouTube and others, because I didn't want kids to hear it.
Instead of a high fly ball in center field, Michael Harris has it sized up. And he retires his counterpart. So that turns the lineup card over. Brendan Donovan.
Brendan Donovan up to the plate.
And we were talking about Matt Swanson having some German sound to it. Brendan Donovan actually played for the German team of the World Baseball Classic.
Did he really? I didn't know that. You know, Kami Edman, right, played for Team Korea. You mentioned Newbar playing for Team Japan. So now Edman not a Cardinal anymore, but was a Cardinal for a long time. And they know they had such an international presence.
Backhand chance for Olsen. Cox to cover. Perfect feed, Matt Olsen. Makes that look a lot easier than it is.
I will continue to be unbelievably impressed with those speeds. And it sticks out more when you see a bad one. We saw some bad ones when we were just up in West Sacramento. This is perfect. He is excellent at this. Every facet of what he does defensively is really impressive. And those flips are always on point for Matt Olsen.
Well, keep it
quarterback. Did he run the option in high school?
I don't believe so.
He had to be a tight end if he played, right?
Jeff Francoeur is the kind of the czar of RQ football.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it to him. Mason Wynn lifts this one high behind the diamond. Harris coming in.
Harris coming in.
A 7-pitch, 1, 2,
2,
3
3
for
innings.
Austin Cox.
Hey, Kenneth, if you're still watching the stream, can you drop the 2025 MLB stream that I'm doing on my primary channel into the chat?
New era. Nothing beats real. Now there's an authentic cat for every fan.
Friends, and fireworks.
Can't get enough baseball? Get MLB Network today. Scan the QR code.
By the way, thank you for putting that in the chat. Yeah.
Plus 24/7 access to MLB Network's award-winning shows, including live game look-ins and exclusive player interviews.
That was the MVP of the game right there.
How fun is this show? Enjoy the home of baseball from virtually anywhere. Scan now to stream MLB Network for just $5.99 a month.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field. We're able to use our platform and let these kids know that dreams are reachable.
It's very important to leave something behind to show our gratitude. Stand up to cancer. Together, 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 together.
Well, that's a great baseball comment and good guess, by the way. Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
This is the show that never ends.
Thanks, Laura. A little tighter game here as you get a look at the ballpark village. CJ, you tell me there's an Italian spot over there?
So there is, not in like the inside there, but on the outside. Last year we had a rain delay in between doubleheaders. We went 10-8 over there. It was fantastic enough that I'd like to get back there maybe tomorrow. Not when they have rain delays, no doubleheaders, but perhaps after the game. But defensive change here, huh? With JC taking over at third base.
Yeah, Thomas Sajaci replaces Noel Arenado. First pitch in for a strike on Sean Murphy. It's time for our Yellowwood bring in the lumber. Here's the Beaver. 13 pitch at bat for Sean Murphy back in the third inning, resulted in a homer. That is the longest at bat to end with a home run this season in Major League Baseball. This one's a little shorter. And for the first time tonight, Sean Murphy is retired, and man, Victor Scott, he can move out there in center field.
He can, and the other part of this for Sean Murphy, yes, it's an out, but another quality at bat as he hit this ball 104 miles an hour. But yes, you got a great defender who coasts and has a little
got him
there as he pulled that one in.
Top of 7.
Still Matt Johnson on the hill.
Top of 7. I will be doing the full All-Star game, folks. That's Tuesday. That's going to be a long one for me. Usually the All-Star game and the playoffs are long streams. The primary channel, all on the fans of the Green Bay Packers, because both channels are going to be doing a heavy dose of playoff baseball. The All-Star game is considered, I think, a playoff game.
A good trade for both sides when it's all said and done.
What was he throwing? They call it the death ball? Is that what it was?
Death ball? The hell is that?
Good change-up, good breaking.
I want.
Really good ALCS. Okay. You take chances, right?
Yeah, I asked a question to somebody.
Closer to the deadline, there should be some pretty good action. As we get closer to July 31st, always a fun time.
I'm not making that up, though. With the death ball. Speaking of things we're not making up, we got the stretch coming. The 7th stretch presented by Synovus. Will be Lauren and Gordon with you. But that was the name of his curveball, is what they called it?
I never called it that.
Okay, fair enough.
But
you're kind of in on that like you're in on backside.
No, that's not necessarily
true.
If I heard him say it,
okay,
we might have a little fun with it.
Okay.
But along those same lines, I had a conversation with Derek Schoen a couple of months ago when he was still managing the Pittsburgh Pirates. He now helps us out over at MLB Network Radio. But the big thing about the splinker that Paul Skeens throws, and he's like, I will not call it a splinker because it's basically a sinker. We like making names up.
Profar pops it up. Wynn calls for it. 2 down here in the 7th.
By the way, have you noticed Mason Wynn talking about guys wearing the big chains? How about these earrings that he's got working right now? Just to guess, those are not inexpensive.
Yeah, those are they're out of my price range. I know that much.
But if I were to gift those to you, would you wear them? That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Well, see, if you give them to me, I'm going to wear them. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful to you.
Or would you return them and get something that you actually would wear?
Do I have to tell you I'm returning them?
It's okay. Those are big time. We don't see a lot of dangle.
I'm not sure I can pull that off. Is the biggest concern.
Same.
Yep.
I agree with that. That's why I wouldn't buy those for you. Yeah. It's not because I wouldn't want to spend that kind of money on you. It's because I wouldn't want to put you in that spot to wear something that you should be wearing.
What would you buy me? Like a propeller hat?
No, Wiley.
Okay.
I'll give you one of mine.
1-1.
Morning, 1 the count.
2 balls and a strike.
Two balls and a strike.
Now, Wiley sleeps like a teenager. There is paper everywhere. I know you can't see all of it here.
This
there
is
so much down here.
This is
It's on your side.
Well, yeah, I know it's on my side.
Your room is dirty, isn't it? Are there dirty clothes on the floor right now in your room at home?
Actually, there's not, because when I leave, I do try and clean it up.
There was a piece of pizza on the floor earlier.
There was. It's no longer on the
floor.
floor.
It's so nice to still be young and be able to act young and
leave pizza and paper and dirty clothes all over the place.
I've been told Maturity's coming at some point, but still waiting to find it.
Overrated.
Left side of the infield.
Left side of the infield. JC.
Braves go down in order to top.
Braves go down in order. 1, 2, 3. Take Mayo to the.
What am I? I am what I am, but I am what I am. That's the way it is. So the day that I cry, what am I?
God damn it. Still on commercial. So, it is back.
Through the teeth of this Cardinal order. We haven't talked a whole lot about Alec Burleson and his splits, but CJ, he crushes right-handed pitching. He has seldom faced left-handed pitching in his big league career. They really have tried to limit it to this point.
Yeah, a little bit surprised that maybe you don't see a pitch hitter. Not surprised that you see a bunt attempt unless he was just taking all the way there. That's something for Austin Cox. You got to know going in. The guys that struggle this year for Alec Burleson, 220 against those lefties. Does have a couple of home runs.
3-0.
Well,
and missed inside.
Missed inside.
Run is aboard after a 4-pitch walk.
Walked him.
Nothing more frustrating as a left-handed reliever. It's a little bit different now because you got to get both out. But when you're in there facing a lefty and you have a nice setup where it's left, right, left, and you end up walking that lefty, and I think that's got Stitt a little bit concerned, and it looks like now he's going to make a change.
So Austin Cox
coming on.
Off walk in the 7th, and Rafael Montero will come on.
Rafael Montero's coming on in.
What am I? I am what I am, what I am, and I am, what I am, what I am, what I am. Stop to me, bound to me, bound to me, top. And that's the way it is till the day that I cry. What am I? Oh, what am I? I am what I am.
New era, nothing beats real. Now there's an authentic cap for every fan.
With one swing, Freddie Freeman became a World Series legend. Now, Freeman and others speak on his personal journey that led to this iconic moment. MLB Network presents Driven, the Freddie Freeman story, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
You love the players. You love the game. Now you can own baseball greatness. MLB Auction lets you bid on game used and autographed bats, balls, jerseys, and more. With items added all season long from your favorite major league teams, legends, and players. Each item is MLB authenticated to ensure the item shipped directly to your home is the real deal. Want a piece of the game?
Here comes Brian Slipker. That'll be it for Cox. Montero will come along now with the Braves. He's been pitching well, and Dick will be telling you more about him when we come back. Braves make the Pennington Grass Seed call to the bullpen. If you're looking to transform your lawn this year, turn to Pennington Grass Seed, the official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew. Pennington Grass Seed, rooted in Braves country. 6'5" Braves, bottom of the seventh. Summer in the South means a few things. Baseball, grilling out, and Vidalia onions from Schumann Farms. Vidalia onions are the champagne of onions. It can only be a Vidalia if it's grown in a specific region of South Georgia where the soils are just right for providing that signature sweetness. So look for Schumann Farms.
The Gateway Arch. Rafael Montero coming on.
Rafael Montero.
For baseball in St. Louis, and for Montero, it's been a real nice find off the waiver wire for the Braves.
He's done a great job since coming over from the Houston.
Project that needs a cultural resource assessment. This is Howard Sear, senior archaeologist with Wiregrass Archaeology. We're based in Mobile, Alabama, with an office here in Atlanta since 2000.
As we come back.
Be a great ground ball pitch if you could get one right here against Contreras. Like that one right there, perfect.
You nearly had it lined up, CJ.
I'd like to get one of these right. I feel like it's been a while.
3-2. San Diego Padres. LA. Zip, zip. Top of 2.
Driven in 1 run already tonight. Pickoff throw.
Pickoff throw first.
You would think that a guy whose nickname in college was Biscuits probably not going to be going anywhere. But he is 3 for 3 in stolen bases.
Are we talking favorite food every day? It looks like he put away a few biscuits.
Yeah.
Maybe some biscuits and gravy.
He's smiling about it, I guess. But yes, back at East Carolina.
The Braves are certainly banking on a ground ball to the left side. The way that they have the defense set up, Ozzie is pulled all the way over, not quite behind the bag, but about as close as you can get. They're not really believing anything on the right side, or anything on the ground, I should say, would be on the right side. Outside of mislocation. And when you were putting your defense...
William Contreras. Well, no, Wilson Contreras. The ball of William Contreras. Harris and Money Mike has to play it on a hop. Keeps Wilson Contreras at first. So the Cardinals have 2 on, nobody on here in the bottom half of the 7th. Nobody out, they say.
Contreras might be having some shoulder trouble here there on the left side. Ollie Marble, and Cardinals athletic trainer, has come out.
But it's doing the chop, I guess not.
Create your summer escape.
He's talking about non-throwing arm here, left arm for him.
Thirsty air? Neat.
What you're checking here right now, you go through all these tests, stability of the shoulder. And you see how he's kind of making him push hard there? And the reason is that if there's any weakness in there, if you tweaked anything, you can do a manual resistance and you'll feel it right away, whether or not something popped, whether it's just weakness, did you tear something? They're digging in right now trying to find out what, if anything, was hurt there. Look at the grimace from Contreras, kind of grabbing his neck.
He's going to stay in the game for now.
You pass those tests, those manual tests that you do. You know when a guy is really hurt, all of a sudden he can't resist you, or that arm just fails as you're pushing it.
So 2 on, nobody out. Lars Newbar at the plate. Will he bunt? Didn't show there on the first pitch.
Well, remember, Nolan Arenado now is out of the game, so it's JC who is on deck, and then Gorman. You got a lot of swing and miss with Gorman.
And with Newbar, perhaps you don't want to give up the out.
Montero lands the split.
Hey, look at those numbers with runners in scoring position on the board. And like, you know what? Maybe Devon would be the right play.
You like this matchup with Montero splitter against Newbar?
I do, especially if he's swinging again, potentially for a good ground ball.
Testing out the left shoulder and the pec muscle for the chest. Seems to be passing testing.
Just gets, yeah, frustrating when you don't get swings here. Right, you're looking for contact off the end of the bat. That's where you want to throw it. And Newbar doesn't offer it.
That's how you got to do it. Or as soon as he made that
Right off it here.
his right hand and placed it over his left shoulder, he was immediately favored.
He's getting a little trickier here at the bottom of the seventh. They're already walking in.
2-1 count.
The 0-2 single, and now
Come on in, everybody. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's have a party. We all know the drill. Only one problem.
You're not just thinking, let me lay a strike in there. I don't want to walk it. It's got to be a quality pitch. You're in the seventh inning. You got a one-run lead. You got a couple of runners on it.
We got a 1-1 lead. We don't want to walk the damn person.
3-2.
3-2 the count.
Served in the left. Crossbar coming in.
1 out.
What a rally from Rafael Montero, down 3-1. Able to execute a couple of splitters there.
That was excellent. And again, we kind of went back and forth on whether or not we would see the bunt. And now you're in a little bit more of a favorable position in the lineup.
1-1 pitch.
And Thomas Sagasi, drafted by the Rangers, you mentioned, came over in that deadline deal a couple of years ago. He bounces the first pitch foul.
So you're familiar with Chase Stroll?
Yeah.
Georgia State, Tennessee, first-round pick. We saw him in for the Colorado Rockies. The Texas Rangers took Thomas Sagasi with the fifth-round pick, the 2020 short draft. There was some talk that they had a deal done with Chase Dollinger. It didn't happen. They took Sagasi instead. And Dollinger went on to become a stud. The 9th overall pick 3 years later.
Close the tower here. I can see what I like Sagasi. I mean, it's close. It wasn't that close. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I like that.
I really like a double play out. He's the best friend. He'll do that for us.
1-1. Swing and a miss. There's that splitter. 1-2.
That's 3 straight. That's how much that pitch has come along as we talked about. New for 2025 and getting better with each out.
So JC calls time. Cardinals do not strike out very much. In fact, they've got the 4th lowest strikeout rate in all of Major League Baseball. Let's see if Montero can create a swing and a miss. Back to the splitter, maybe. You bet. This one in play, though. Harris starting over, and he's got time to get there.
He's got time to get there.
The runners stay put.
Well, Burleson was not back at second base in time, and that may end up being a mistake. We'll see. Otherwise, I think he would have tagged, but he had started going, was not standing. You can see the expression there in the body language, was not on the bag when Michael caught that ball. That is a base running mistake. Watch it right here. You get a good look at it. That step right there cost him, and they realized Michael was going to get to it. Now you can't tag.
Still an opportunity, though, for St. Louis to tie it here. Rafael Montero's got to get Nolan Gorman.
Former fifth round choice of the Rangers in 2020.
That last at bat, all splits. This at bat very well could be the same thing because you got a lot of chase here and a lot of swing and miss.
Two splits to start, but not enticing enough for Gorman to go after him. You saw Montero rally there against Newbar by landing well-placed splitters. They do the same here against Gorman.
1-2 to the plate.
Right after that was CJ.
And below the zone, right? So that gives you an idea of the distance.
Wow, that 2-0 was fouled. Now it's 2-1.
That pitch is out of the zone instead of 3-0. Now you got 2-1.
You can see the struggles of runners in scoring position so far this season. Nolan Gorman. Popped up behind the dirt. Left field, Nick Allen has got it, and the Braves lead is intact through 7.
The history of winning started with 65 days.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they can sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade. What am I? I am what I am, what I am, and I am what I am, what I am, what I am. Top to me, bottom to me, bottom to me, top. And that's the way it is, so they say that I'm right. What am I? Oh, what am I? I am what I am.
New era. Nothing beats real. Now there's an authentic cap for every fan.
Does a back tap, untap, good mojo. AI from Google Cloud knows that 1 of the 25 hitters tapped home plate in last year's postseason. Those who tapped twice or more had a hard hit rate of 41%, the same as those who tapped once. But surprisingly, it was the non-tappers who actually untapped 7% more hard hits. Now that really hits home. Catch the game like never before with AI from Google Cloud.
Turn on MLB Tonight's all-new national pregame show 5 at 5 as Greg, Harold, and Dan preview all the night's matchups.
Premier talent. I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
MLB Tonight's national pregame show weekdays on MLB
B.
Network.
That game, Braves a 6-5 lead. We've had these all season long. And it is time for the Friday Night Showdown presented by Kaiser Permanente. And so far, this has delivered. Well, the bullpen's been awfully effective. We have not seen a run scored since the 3rd inning.
It felt like it was going to be one of those nights, right? When you see the start that we saw, 5 runs combined, Braves up 3-2 after 1. You're thinking, man, is this going to be a high-scoring game?
Ozzie Albies has one deep to center. Scott drifting back, but Busch Stadium swallows it up.
Busch Stadium swallows that one.
But now all of a sudden, both starters out of the game, short outings, just 3 innings each. And here come both of these bullpens doing really nice jobs.
By the way, just got this note from the Elias Sports Bureau. Last time an MLB game had 2 starting pitchers pitch 3 innings or less and allow 9 or more hits. It was back in 2019. It's only happened 5 times since 1893.
9 or more hits or 9 or more runs?
Hits.
Feels like that would be runs, right? I wish we had like a breaking news sticker. It felt like, I got news here from Elias Sports Bureau. That's where it should have been.
That's where it should have been. It is hits.
Interesting. All right.
9 hits each.
Oh, got you. Okay. That makes way more sense.
Yes.
I told you, as soon as you cleaned up your desk, this thing has gone sideways. But there's more papers here.
Yeah, we're getting back to clutter.
We'll get back to being accurate.
Over to
Top of 8, 6-5.
throwing stuff around.
Come on here. I don't think I love this angle so much.
You look great. You look great, CJ. 0-2.
2.
I did get here first, though, and I was sure that I saw the camera.
So you picked that side.
I went left.
Good call. You got here early with all that sleep still? It was a 4:30 bus today, by the way. That might be a record.
4:30 bus.
To the ballpark. And the perfect day to do it. And you know who was on it? You. It was just me living the lap of luxury with my own charter bus. And Dave, of course.
Yeah, it is a little awkward sometimes. You get on that bus, the last bus out, and it's 2 people. What, it's like a 30, 35-person bus?
At least.
Yeah. Ooh, a touch low. Swanson wanted that call.
seen Nick Allen have some success getting on base here lately. One more look.
That's a good call. He has so little movement from his hands to the baseball.
Yeah.
Allows him to get to some of that velocity.
98 into the hands gets him, though. 2 down. That's now 9 straight Braves hitters retired by the Cardinals bullpen.
Interesting kind of velocity that we're seeing come out of the St. Louis Cardinals bullpen. Where we saw against the A's, straight heat, right? Mason Miller, I get it, he's got one of the best fastballs, but most of those guys coming at you with straight 4-seamers. These guys, high velocity 2-seam fastballs.
We'll pause for a quick message from Delta.
From Braves country to the world. Delta, official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
It's done for the night. Jojo Romero coming in for the Cards.
This is Bombas. They took socks and asked, what if they could be way more comfortable? What if comfort could be for everyone? At Bombas, one purchase equals one donated. Get 20% off your first order at bombas.com.
Febreze. When your grand dog's in town, you bend your own rules. The reason? You've got the freshness of Febreze fabric spray. It fights even the toughest odors, locking them away. And all the Febreze scents smell amazing. So everyone, even your grand dog, feels right at home. Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Oof.
When you're with Amex Platinum, you can enjoy the Centurion Lounge and access to incredible experiences worldwide. So being a fan for life turns into the trip of a lifetime. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
We live the biggest plays from every game with Abby Lavar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
It's late, it's tight, and the gears are turning in both dugouts trying to hunt for matchups. Jojo Romero, a lefty, coming in to face Michael Harris.
Yeah, and he's a pretty good lefty. He's been good against lefties so far this year. Another guy, though, that his first fastball is going to be the 2-seam fastball. He does lead with the slider, and he has had some walk issues, so Michael needs to be patient.
And he's got a man bun.
I wonder, there's certain teams, I was having this conversation with Dallas Braden, we're playing the A's, about all these 4-seam fastballs, and why don't we see more 2-seamers? Well, clearly the Cardinals value the 2-seam fastball coming out of their pen.
Quickly, 0-2 on Michael Harris. And CJ, if Michael finds a way to reach, Ronald Acuna Jr. would get a chance against the lefty Romero. Of course, if Romero gets out of the inning, he can then leave the game, having finished the inning, not subject to that 3-batter minimum rule.
Yeah, that's a big one. It's been important, I think, especially for the left-handed relievers, right? During my generation, come in, get your lefty, get out of there. Even if he gets on, you go to your righty. You can't do that anymore. I think that's been a good rule for baseball. Tougher for these lefties, but better for the game.
Michael cannot reach. Slider puts him away. Braves go down in order in the 8th. Still lead by 1.
Yeah.
What am I? I am what I am, what I am, and I am, what I am, what I am, what I am. Top to me, bottom to me, bottom to me, top. And that's the way it is, so the day that I cry. What am I? What am I? I am what I am.
New era, nothing gets real. Now there's an authentic cap for every fan.
Introducing Traveler Whiskey from Buffalo Trace Distillery.
Commercial.
Traveler's been tasted, selected, and perfected to be everything it should be. A premium whiskey that speaks for itself. Traveler is made to be enjoyed exactly how you like it. Neat, on the rocks, or in your favorite cocktail. Traveler Whiskey. Easy to drink, hard not to love.
Some moments are too big to miss.
4 swings, 4 homers. Kyle Tucker, you are the man. It's gone! This place is going wild!
MLB Tonight brings you closer to the biggest plays from around the league as they happen.
What a play! Oh,
Plus, highlights and reactions from the moments that matter most.
I'm going to get that win today, but we're going to keep going.
MLB Tonight, only on MLB Network.
Life's a beach, and the summer series is the wave, bruh. Try new hot streak moments, sweat out harder difficulties, earn program awards, then unlock the sizzling summer series collection.
It's going to be Jose Fermin, pinch hitting for Pedro Pajes.
Not a ton of plate appearances over the last couple of seasons against righties. And with any pinch hitter, you're always thinking about first pitch and looking for something early. And with Pierce Johnson, we know more than likely it's going to be that good curveball.
So Johnson goes to work against Fermin. And there is the curveball. And you see that 500 average for Fermin. He is 6 for 12 on the season. This is just the 8th game he's appeared.
I think jumping out of the way, though, of that curveball looked like he did not see it very well.
It's like you need a little confidence as a pitcher.
100%. Now, there are certain veterans, and I don't think Fermin falls into this category, who will play some body language games with you. Manny Ramirez was known for that, maybe as much as anybody. Almost to look out like, wow, that was a great pitch, hoping you were going to throw it again, because he would sit on it.
2-1. Braves have dodged some traffic today with lead.
Braves have dodged some traffic.
5 times now. The 3 of those 5 leadoff men to reach have been stranded. I'd like to not ask that again. This ball slapped out to left, and Profar's there. 1 down, leadoff man retired.
Yeah, he wasn't looking for another curveball. That was one right there, and not necessarily a great swing and some pretty weak contact.
So now Victor Scott.
Now Victor Scott.
So trying to lay down a butt in his last appearance, but couldn't get it down and flew out the center.
And because of that, that brings
Peace, everybody. See you guys on Tuesday for the All-Star game.